Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another upload of It's a Dire Thing. Rob here. First and foremost, I just wanted to say thank you very much for tagging along for the past year for 2022, and thank you guys for all of you guys out there who've been subscribed to my channel for the couple of years now. I really appreciate that, and while I'm on that subject, hit that subscribe and the notification button. This way you'll always be up to date on everything I do. So tonight, as you can see, I'm inside, and so we're now out biking and jeeping and fishing and so on and so forth. Stay tuned, guys. There is some serious fun news coming up ahead. You can kind of get a little bit of a hint there as to what's going on, but big announcement. Anyways, I wanted to kind of give you guys just a little bit of a heads up as to what I'm doing now, or what I'm kind of getting to into the winter months, and some of you who are also looking into some projects at home and so on and so forth. Over the past year, I've gotten myself into a whole lot of trouble. No, other than that, kidding. I've got myself into vinyl, a lot of vinyl. So before the COVID time, I always used to frequent a store that I would get all my decals for my bikes and stuff like that. But then as COVID hit, we kind of transitioned from road to off-road, so you didn't really need so much decals. But anyways, long story short, a lot of the stores were closed during the COVID time, so I couldn't access my favorite stores to go and get my decals and stuff like that. And it's been quite a few years. I decided to, I wanted to venture into the decals, but just never did the jump. Anyways, I did the jump. I got myself into the decals because I upgraded my computer for the YouTube editing, and by doing that, I definitely got a more powerful computer. And then from there, I said, you know what, I'm gonna go out and buy myself a plotter or a Cricut or something like that. After doing some soul searching and researching and stuff like that, I ended up picking myself up an actual plotter and not a little, hobby style Cricut or Silhouette and stuff like that. So I started dealing with a company called Vevor. I bought a lot of their product directly from them as the store, and then some stuff off of Amazon and whatnot like that. Started playing around with the graphics and the decals, and started doing all sorts of Jeep stuff. So if you follow me on my Instagram or Facebook or anything like that, or even the videos, you'll see a lot of the Jeep vehicles out there that do have some of my decals on it. Again, thank you guys for purchasing those products from me. And then from there, I said, you know what? I just don't want to stop at decals. I want more, man. I'd love to put that stuff on my t-shirts and make some merch and stuff like that. Like here, this is actually one I did myself, right? So I started doing some vinyl transfers onto shirts and heat pressing and stuff like that. And then I transitioned over again to the next step of doing a sublimation press. So basically that's kind of like taking a picture, taking an image file, and putting it into a piece of paper or a special print, and then from that actually printing it onto ceramic and porcelain style mugs, cups, ornaments, all different kinds of stuff, right? So you can kind of do little pretty Christmas ornaments. I've been doing quite a lot of those now that we're getting up to the Christmas time. And I've been doing cups and stuff like that. So that's what we're going to do today, actually. I'm going to kind of give you a little bit of the rundown. I'm not going to get into so much detail, but just kind of give you an overview, just kind of give you a little heads up as to what it is we're doing here, as to what I enjoy doing, and anybody can do it, because if I can do it, you all can do it too. There's only a couple of tools that is needed. So first off, yes, you need a computer. It doesn't need to be a super high-tech, high-grade computer, but you know what, if you're going to do your editing videos and stuff like that, you might as well get something that can work for everything. You won't need a plotter for sublimation. So that's this basically. This is a plotter. That's for my decals, my graphics and stuff like that when I do t-shirts and presses. Basically what you will need is an actual printer. So you're going to need a designated printer for sublimation ink. So you buy a brand new one, that's 100% for sure. You don't want to get something that's already been previously used. Best place to do is probably get something off of Marketplace or whatever like that, or there's going to be some sales coming up soon. You might get yourself a great printer there. It is going to be designated specifically and only for sublimation ink. Once you run that ink into that printer, you can no longer use regular ink. So it is only going to be for work purpose, t-shirts and so on and so forth. And you will void your warranty, so on and so forth. So be prepared for that. But I mean, you know what? No big deal. They're pretty inexpensive nowadays. I got this Epson. I'm running the ET-2800 ecotank, and that's really what makes the big difference is running an ecotank. You don't want to go with a cartridge system. Ecotanks are awesome. They're super cheap to run. The ink is very inexpensive, so even if you want a regular printer for your regular printing, I highly suggest and I recommend the Epson. The difference between, and you'll see a lot of them out there, is the 2800 and the 2850. The 2800 is a manual feed, rear feed for your paper, whereas the 2850 is a cartridge and a stack that you can stack in. However, after a lot of prints and a lot of reviews and a lot of testing, the 2800 produces nicer, higher res quality picture-like images. And well, that's basically what you would like to have in order to do sublimation. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to kind of show you, I'm doing 2 cups here for a couple of my buddies at work. And I'm just going to kind of give you the rundown as to what I'm going to do off of my software, the image that I've chosen, and then we're going to print it out onto the printer, and then from there we're going to cut the paper, get it ready up onto the cups, and then from there we're going to be using our heat press. So again, I'm running the Vevor heat press. You can get different kind of attachments and stuff like that. So this one here is the actual cup attachment. There are different kinds of attachments that you can use. But today we're going to use this one here. So let me get you set up onto a head mount, so this way I can keep my hands free, continue to work, and you're going to get the FPV, or the first person view of what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and you can tag along. All right. All right, well, now that I've got you here on my head, I tried to do a video here and it just went god awful wrong. It went into a time warp setting, which that truly sucks because I now have to start all over again just to kind of explain to you what's going on. So as you can see, this is printing out now. So this is going to be the actual sheet that I'm going to be pressing onto these cups here. So let's kind of, as that's finishing up, we're going to kind of go back into here and I'm going to give you a fast explanation as to what you can do with the simplest of tools and stuff like that here. So sublimation basically is taking an image, a JPEG or any kind of picture file, right, and you're putting it onto a porcelain, a ceramic, onto a surface, onto a hard surface to make an image, right? So basically, you really don't need super duper duper tech software to do that. Oops, where did it go? Oops, hello, paste. To kind of give you an idea, copy, what, paste, here we go. For an example, right? You know, I want to put this image of Beans or Winifred onto an ornament here. Basically, as you can see, the ornament is actually a circle, is a sphere. So how would I do that? From taking an image like this and putting it into an image like this is quite easy enough. Even through basic Microsoft Word, you can just crop your image, right? So I would kind of bring my image down to a square, right? Or very similar of a square. And kind of like that, right? And then I can then kind of change my picture or crop my picture as a shape. And then let's go bring it into a shape like that. So as you can see, I've now made it into an actual shape. So From there, there are different kind of multiple tools out there. There's multiple different softwares out there. I started with Vevor, and through the Vevor plotter, I didn't want to get into a Cricut plotter. I wanted something a little bit bigger where my projects would not be kind of limited or a limitation by size. So I can run up to a 28-inch on vinyl, but this is about sublimation, so it's all about the printer itself, right? Through Vevor, or this company that I picked up this product here, they work with a company called Signmaster, and in Signmaster they have multiple different tiers, different levels of software that you can pick up. So again, depending on you know, you got some very low budget entry level fee Signmaster software for under $100, and then each tier goes up the more expensive it can get, right? So it all depends on what software you want. But anyways, I use this software here for both my sublamination, and I also use it for my vinyl, and whether if it's vinyl heat press t-shirts or it's vinyl for the Jeeps and the decals. You know, I can take off, you know, pull up any images and pretty much any work I do. As an example here, this is a Jeep hood that I'm working on right now. So basically it allows me to kind of create my own templates and get my own sizes and just kind of work with my measurements and then start putting image files onto them. And then I can cut this now as a three-piece design. As you can see, like that was the center hood and then the two side pieces. So here we go. We got, as an example here, just the two side pieces now. If I want to print those ones out. And then where's the other one here? This is the centerpiece. So that's that centerpiece. Why am I doing it in three pieces? Well, again, I'm limited by size of my printer, and this is 32 inches, right, by 22 inches. And then if I want to add those two pieces here, so you can see the flower is running off of that, is actually the rest of it's there. So once you tie it all together, it allows you to do one big master hood piece. This is for a 2018 JL Jeep kind of thing, right? So anyways, this is a decal that I'm working on for mine. I'll get this printed out and done up come by springtime. But today it's about sublamination, right? And so what I'm going to do and what I've done is basically take images that from our last ride here. Again, this is going to be a video that will be up and running very shortly, and I'm putting them onto the cups. So once you've created your size and you've found the size that you need for your cup, depending on what kind of cup, I like to use the Cricut cups here. These are a porcelain ceramic with a nice gloss finish, dishwasher and microwave safe. That makes a huge difference when it comes to quality cups. And these are the 12 ounce, and they're pretty thick. They're nice and chunky. They're a good, nice, sturdy coffee cup, right? So I really, really like that. Don't cheap out. Get yourself a good quality cup, and it will definitely make it a whole lot better. So I found the image that I wanted to do. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the printout, which is now what we've done onto here. So through your settings, you're going to be choosing the sublamination paper. You want it as an image. So as you can see here, the image is kind of quite dull as it prints out, but you can see all the colors are there. So basically what sublamination does is it goes from an ink, right, to a solid, and then when it heats up, it turns into a gas and then finishes back up onto a solid onto your surface that you're applying it to. So even printing on a matte paper like this and getting it ready to print over onto a cup, the actual image will come out so much brighter, so much nicer. So next thing we're going to do from this is I'm going to cut out my image, and then I'm going to use the Vevor cup press here because I have a Vevor 5-in-1 heat press, which does my shirts, my plates, my baseball caps, and my cups. There's different kinds of heat presses out there for cups. We're going to cut this out, get this placed onto here, put some butcher paper or parchment paper onto here just to protect it, and then we'll get it heated up. So my next job right now is actually I'm going to go wash this. Basically, I'm just going to use dish soap and just handheld wash, give it a nice good clean, then finish it up, make sure it's all nice and dry, get this cut out, get that placed on, get it heated up, go through that, and then we'll kind of finalize everything as we get that done. So give me 2 minutes and I'll be right back. All right, so basically I just finished washing out these cups there. So I did just with a basic dish soap and nice warm water, gave it a good scrub, and then I dried it down really nice and good with a paper towel. Just make sure that there's no lint or no nothing left on it, or any little dust particles and stuff like that, because whatever's on the surface, it's definitely going to show up through your actual image. So basically here, this is going to be the image that I'm putting on each cup here, and I'm going to put it in reverse, as you can see. And what is the QR code here? Again, you know, they're gifts, but you know, I still want to kind of mark it off my my information. So the second you would kind of flag over the cup with your phone, you're going to get a link to my actual YouTube channel. So that was the whole main purpose, the main reason of doing sublimation printing and t-shirt presses and stuff like that. So I do have a t-shirt as well that's pressed with my QR code. I can put it on plates, you can put it on all kinds of stuff, which is marketing, right? So not only are you going to get something that's really cool, really nice, with all sorts of stuff, like I said, right now the hottest thing going is these ornaments, Christmas ornaments. I have a couple of pictures. I'll put post up a couple of pictures here of what I've been doing lately. So anyways, let's get this heat going here. So I found the best press for this Vevor and most sublimation pressing and heat time settings for images onto porcelain or ceramic has been at the 388 degrees and setting at 180 seconds, between 160 and 190. I found I get the best results, yeah, at 180, at 400, not 400, sorry, at 388 degrees. This one here, I've done a couple of cups at that setting, and I haven't found to have any issues. So as the temperature is starting to warm up, like it doesn't take long, it starts to get really warm really fast. There are two different kinds of press I've seen out there. There's this one here, which is kind of like a clamshell, and then another one is kind of like in an H frame, and then you would put your cup in there, and again it's still a clamshell with a kind of like a torsion press. So I think that one probably gives you more variety of cup sizes, where this one here it's kind of limited, and I find the 12-ounce cup to be the best physical size for that, right? So if you're looking, you got kind of like a stopper there. Most people you run that stopper like that, so as you can see, kind of covers up everything, but I still prefer to go in, and I still prefer to have my cup right in the middle there. So again, I don't want to get too much heat. We're already at 325. So I'm going to start taking my images here, and I'm going to start placing them, get them pretty much lined up. So basically I'm just lining up the backside of the images here, just so they're kind of even out onto the actual mug itself. And that kind of looks pretty much straightforward. Again, you know what, guys? I mean, it's really not hard to do. If I can do it, y'all can do it. It just makes things that much more personal. It's really fun. It's a lot of fun to do. Like, we've got our image on here. We're going to do one at a time so you can compare the original image to the baked on image. So basically you're taking your picture, you've placed the picture on. Now I've got our butcher paper or parchment paper. This is supposed to be butcher paper, but I think it's more of a parchment paper. And now my temperature is set at 388. At 180 seconds, I'm going to place my cup right in the middle like that. That's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and close it. and then I'm going to start my timer. So in 177 seconds, you'll be able to kind of view exactly how this image in this dull finish when it's printed out on the paper. Again, so don't be alarmed when you're printing out your papers and you're like, oh my God, the image doesn't kind of look very, very vibrant. And it's like, once it's baked on and cooked onto the cup itself, it's where the magic happens from the sublimation ink and the papers, right? So A-Sub papers, I'll put the link down below. And I'm also using here the Hiippo Sublimation ink. This here Canadian was $38 for all 4 colors, like $38. And I filled it up once, and I still got half a bottle in there, and I still running here. I don't know if you can see it there. These things are still full. Ecotanks, man, that is absolutely 100% the way to go. So we're down to just the last minute here as this is baking off. Once you get ready to pull it out and all that, it is going to be bloody hot, so you need to be very careful with that. I'm just going to move it over to here and just kind of let it cool down. You should be careful. You should be using proper, heat working equipment. So if you got gloves and so on and so forth, you can do that. After years of so much beating up my hands with mechanics and bikes and stuff, I don't feel much anymore, so it doesn't really matter. But not that I'm going to be holding it to my hands, because I will be smart about it. So down to 16 seconds left, and basically once this is ready, you're going to pull it out. You're going to do a heat pull, so you're not going to let the paper continue to press onto the cup. You're going to pull it off right away, so it's going to be a nice warm press, nice warm pull out, and she is done. Now let's open this back up, pull this in, pull it out. She is nice and hot. I put it on here. This is a heat mat, silicone heat mat, kind of like an oven mat, that can withstand up to 450 degrees. I use that mat for, she's a hot one. I use that mat for when I'm doing ornaments and stuff like that, right? So get ready. And here we go. Check that out. Oh my God, it's absolutely gorgeous. Here, let's just shut this off for a second. So there you go, guys. Like, look how beautiful that picture comes out, man. That is absolutely gorgeous. You can see the image is just beautiful. It's very, very hot, so you got to be careful, but look at those colors, how they pop, right? So it goes from that to that. Like, it is an absolutely beautiful picture. And then the QR code, let's make sure it works. Otherwise, it's not worth in giving it out, right? So here we go, QR code. Boom, there you go. It's a dire thing to my YouTube channel. Awesome. That's perfect. Thank you very, very much. What a great gift, eh? It's a gift that keeps on giving, right? So it'll make his coffee taste that much better. So there you have it, guys. I'm gonna let this thing cool down. What do you want? You already got some ornaments. I got you some stuff. All right. But yeah, so you know what? You can go ahead and buy a cup, right? And stuff like that from store. Like I can duplicate this, you know, no problem, right? At fraction of the price. So there you have it, guys. Let's get this guy set up and ready, done up. I'm going to take my heat. They're very important. You got to use proper tape, right? You got to use the proper tools. But other than that, yeah, no, you really don't need that much. Don't be afraid to kind of get out there and test and try and just, you know what, just have some fun. You can do t-shirts, you can do cups, plates, shop around. Do use the stuff that's, you know, kind of approved or at least known by other companies, like I said, Cricut. You know, Cricut's known for their sublimation products. So you want to kind of use something that's not going to give you a hard time. The results are going to always be nice. But other than that, it is fairly simple. Take a look down at my links below. Those are going to be the actual links to the products that I use. So you know it worked. You know, you've seen the outcome of it. Just feel free to go ahead and order it from there. I don't have any discount codes for you guys. I do apologize, but if you can purchase it through the links that I send down below, it gives me a couple of bucks as through sponsorship or as through affiliation through Amazon and so on and so forth. But anyways, now I'm just rambling on. So simple enough, guys. Like, it doesn't take much for you to kind of get yourself geared up. I got shirts and t-shirts and polyester shirts for the sublamination, regular cotton shirts for regular vinyl transfer here. So again, you can kind of do all this like that. So it's fun. Anyways, just get out there and enjoy, and trust me, it's a great fun learning curve. But till next time, and we have some very important news coming up very soon. Y'all be safe, y'all have fun, be good, and don't forget, keep it covered.